What's going on, folks? It is Dr. Remy LeBeau, and I'm coming at you once again from the X-Lair to provide you my deep and insightful thoughts into X-Men 97 Season 2, Episode 7 of 9.
I speak for the Borg.
Strange Land, Savage Heart. It's obviously a play on the title from one of the episodes from Season 2 of the original series, Savage Land, Savage Heart. Okay, this episode was clearly about Colossus.
Greetings, comrades.
Colossus wasn't a big part of the original show. He had like maybe 3 or 4 episodes that he was in.
What?
You American girls, strange girls.
And his sister Illyana Rasputin, Magic, was only seen as a child. Here, we see that they were both in Genosha. So the episode opens in the Massacre of Genosha, which, oh my God, that is like one of the most epic moments in X-Men history. I love that we can go back and see the perspective of this catastrophe from different mutants that we didn't even know were on the island. So Illyana dies. And that, of course, screws up Colossus. In the comics, Illyana does die. Colossus does join the Acolytes of Magneto, but it happens in various contexts that are slightly shifted from what we see in the show, but that's always been the nature of this show. Colossus is one of my favorite characters. Now it appears that Colossus has joined the X-Men. I love what the show is doing. It's bringing in characters that we love that were not part of the original show, really, and making them join the X-Men. They did it with Nightcrawler, Sunspot, and now we got Colossus, which is really cool. So we know that Colossus is traumatized by the death of his sister, so he joins the Acolytes that are led by Exodus.
How brave and bold.
Exodus was a character created in the 90s. Exodus always felt like just like a character we needed. But Exodus was later elevated through a couple of very key storylines. What makes him interesting is that he takes Magneto's perspective and elevates it to a level of a religious dogma.
Heretic!
And he is a faithful, diehard acolyte for this dog. They killed him in this episode. What? That was crazy. I love that they're really leaning in to the pedigree. Graydon Creed is the son of Mystique and Sabretooth.
That man is not my father.
He is the half-brother of Nightcrawler. So there's like a lot of history here, and people, if they're interested in finding out more about it, go watch those old episodes. So Graydon Creed is running for president? Bigoted zealot with a lot of charisma is running for president. I'm sorry. I know this is the 90s, but in what crazy world would that happen? So Graydon Creed is kidnapped by the Acolytes. Val Cooper doesn't want Xavier to go, but Xavier has already sent a covert mission from X-Corp to retrieve Graydon Creed. We got Rogue, we got Bishop, we got Polaris. By the way, Bishop and Polaris are looking so good in their Grant Morrison era costumes, especially Bishop. I really like this costume. We find out that the Acolytes are at the Savage Land, which Magneto used as a base prior to the original show. So we saw a big emphasis on the Savage Land in Season 2 of the original show, which is where Sinister was able to depower people that were on the island.
A tissue sample from Sauron, incorporated into this device, enables it to draw energy from any mutants in the Savage Land, rendering their powers inoperative.
That technology was used here, so the X-Men are depowered, they're attacked. Once again, another Blackbird is pretty much destroyed, and we get the groups separated. Now, I love that moment when Bishop is blown out of the plane. Bishop! And Lorna, powerless, jumps out to save him.
Polaris, don't!
In her mind, she's like, I can grab that parachute and I can save Bishop, and she does. Beautiful. And then when they finally land, we see a moment of like a spark of romance.
Well, at least we stuck the landing.
I like this. This is a good pairing. We've never seen it in the comics. Yes, bring that shit on. So the rest of the team manages to somewhat land, and they're met by Colossus as an acolyte. So he is able to hold off the Acolytes and the X-Men fighting. Eventually, there's a great interaction between Graydon Creed and Nightcrawler.
Greetings, brother.
I love that there was like a commonality of their religious beliefs.
So great is his
Love for those who fear him.
From one side, it's being used for hate. From the other, it's being used for unity and peace. Nightcrawler represents that, and I love it. He's all about being able to come together as people, and it's wonderful. And that's really at the core of what drove this story.
How painful it must be to be so hated by one's own family.
Ultimately, obviously, Exodus wants to kill Graydon Creed, and Nightcrawler wants there to be a trial.
You suggest a trial here in the Savage Land? To prove what?
He wants Colossus to be the arbiter. So we get this really interesting moment of the trial. It's really more like a philosophical sort of debate.
Raiden, you do not hate mutants. You hate the two who hurt you.
We didn't get to see what Colossus was going to rule. Eventually, we did find out that he was going to rule in favor of the Acolytes. But Exodus is such a hothead, he did not allow him. And then, of course, a fight ensues. Bishop and Polaris fly in, crush the Sinister's depowering technology. Nightcrawler is like desperate to save Graydon Creed, but in the process of doing so, Graydon has killed Exodus. Exodus is dead? Nightcrawler saves Graydon Creed and leaves him in the Arctic. As a brother, I guess, he felt that he needed to keep him alive. At least for the moment, he killed Exodus! X-Factor apparently found him, and then in the end, Colossus appears to be joining Storm's team.
Welcome home, mein Freund.
Yes, please! And then finally we get the epilogue. Cable's X-Force is going to Athens. They found Apocalypse. Or did they? Apocalypse is a dead husk. Apocalypse has transferred bodies, but to who? Is the present Apocalypse dead and the future Apocalypse now taking over? Or did Apocalypse jump bodies? We're gonna find out. Shove it in my vein. Only 2 episodes left. What am I gonna do with my life after this? And as always, I wanna remind you that if you haven't already, you better put an X in the box, because ain't nobody checking me. Ain't nobody checking me. You hear?